Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 12 of my 1 vs 2 vs 2 Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I'm playing against two separate teams of 2 Emperor AI per team, and I'm playing as the Tigran Necromancer, Ramhotep Devilclaw. In our last episode, we had a few interesting developments. So the first of those that I'll just mention briefly was we had a pretty epic battle for the seal location here, this seal of Apotrepion, and I barely survived the battle. Just kind of by the skin of my teeth did I manage to survive. You can see here I have a saber-tooth chariot that really took quite a beating, but I had a full stack here and an extra unit, and I needed every unit that I had there in order to survive that battle. The elemental units that were spawned, and then there was an extra set of units that I'm not sure exactly where they came from, but they seemed to join into the fight as well. So in any case, I had a heck of a time hanging on to it. But again, I did manage to keep control of the seal, which is important because my opponent does have control of the seal of Veve Falanaxar there. As you can see, Carishar has control. So I don't want to lose control of my seal because that would allow Carishar to catch up to me. So very good that that happened. And then otherwise, we've been just kind of rallying our troops and trying to bring them closer to that aforementioned seal that is controlled by Carishar. So we're going to continue to do that this episode. Now, before I dive in, I did just want to give a couple of quick shout-outs to a few individuals who left some excellent comments on the previous episode. The first of those comments is from Death. Death actually mentioned, and I'll jump back down underground here, in regards to the battle for the seal, what I could have done is actually initiated the battle rather than let them attack me. I could have attacked them. And the reason for this is that Death noticed that before the battle happened, there was a stack. I believe it was right on the tile where my cursor is. The elemental units had actually spawned there and appeared, and I could have actually potentially engaged the units myself rather than letting them attack me. So keen eyes there from Death, and that would have saved me. The reason that would have been useful is that when I'm doing battle and defending the seal, what ends up happening is, as we saw in the battle, that spell of that giant, laser from space that just blasts my units, that wouldn't have been in effect. So good call on that one from Death. Death also pointed out that it would be good to have units with elemental resistance, in particular to fire, frost, and blight, which is what I seem to be up against for the most part. Also, I guess, spirit. So pretty much just elemental resistance across the board. And that's a great call because that's what I'm fighting. The next comment here is from Thomas Hazelwood. Thomas pointed out that the beetle that I had allocated to digging for gold is actually doing quite well. Despite having an upkeep cost of 8 gold, I believe in the one turn, the beetle generated something like 25 gold. So despite it being a little bit more expensive of a unit to dig, it's still pretty efficient, and it is generating additional income, which is great. Thomas also pointed out kind of the idea of sending mummies down to this seal. I had mentioned doing that, I think, in the last episode. Yeah, here, I'm working on one right now. Kind of a funny idea, given that they're going to be up against fire, and so thankfully they're embalmed. It's funny because they're covered in, what are presumably very flammable rags. So a good call there from Thomas. Just the kind of the funny idea there of sending these guys in to fight against flame elementals. But thankfully, the fact that they're embalmed is actually very, very helpful, as you can see right here. So they actually end up having 20% fire protection, and then also 40% spirit, thanks to that inherent benefit from being Tigran, which is very, very good. Not to mention, we also have full blight protection from being undead, and even a little bit of frost protection from being undead as well. So we actually are pretty good in the elemental resistance department. The next comment here is from Samuel Gomes. Sam just wanted to remind me to make sure I don't forget about the Haunted Inn and recruiting units from there, and as well from Necras, which I've mentioned before. But in Necras, I do have really good support units that I can produce thanks to and I've mentioned this a few times, but thanks to that Magic Academy. So just might be worth continuing to produce some high-quality support units there. And, of course, just remembering I can recruit some units out of that Haunted Inn if need be. The next comment here is from Insert Username. Now, this is a great comment from Insert. Insert pointed out that if I wanted a flying stack with Ramhotep, which I had mentioned before, I could just send Sheila's mount over. So let's just see. If I were to unequip this and send it over to Ramhotep, Oh my goodness, it would be there in 2 turns. And you know what? I think I'm going to do this. And the reason for this, I'll mention it in a second, but, oh yeah, and it even has some nice elemental protection. So yeah, we're going to send this to Ramhotep right now. Although maybe I should have done the battle first. That might have been smart. Oh well, not the end of the world. And then what we'll do with Ramhotep here is we will send Ramhotep's Bleak Ward Mount, which you can see right here. We'll send that over to Sheila. So we'll basically just do a swap. Now, the main reason I'm doing this is because if you look, I have a Bone Dragon, which is a flying unit. I have the Sarcophagus of the Betrayed, which is a floating unit. I have 2 Wraiths, which are both floating, as you can see here. And then I also have a Poltergeist, which is also a floating unit. So between all those units, I actually have enough to basically have a full floating, flying unit stack that would be very mobile and very, very dangerous and effective. So I think that's a really good idea. So excellent point there from Insert. I'm kind of surprised I didn't even think of that myself. So great catch. And then finally, a comment from Sivyatoslav. So Sivyat's pointing out, and this was one that I kind of was kicking myself at when I thought about it afterwards. Just trying to figure out where it was. Let's see. Oh, it was here. So there was a Fey dwelling here that you can see I now have made a vassal. And Sivyat is correctly pointing out that it's going to take 30 turns for this to actually pay back the amount of gold that it cost me to buy it as a vassal. And in the meantime, it could actually get invaded and captured. Although it is reasonably well defended, I will say. But Sivyat's point is still absolutely well taken, in that it probably wasn't the most efficient use of my very limited gold resources. Again, my gold seems to be a limiting factor. I do, in a way, kind of regret not choosing Destruction Adept as my additional specialization rather than Expander. And the reason for that is I could have used Hasty Plunder as a way to really generate extra gold. But, you know, again, I'm just going to have to keep going with what I have at this point. It's way too late to do that, obviously. But just a good reminder there that is a really, really good synergy, as I've discussed before. So, in any case, big thank you to everybody for the fantastic comments. We're going to dive right in here, as we've got a lot to do. And, again, I'm anxious to really get this going and see if we can, you know, maybe get into combat here with Carishar this episode. So, all right, we've got our Lost Soul up here. Let's maybe do a little more scouting. I don't think there was really anything else for me to do up here at the moment. So we'll just kind of head along the water here. There is a cave entrance here, which I believe I've already... Yeah, that's already been investigated. And that's where I'm going to send Ramhotep eventually. So we'll just keep cruising and explore this kind of northern pond up here. And then let's jump to some more of our units. Okay, now we did have this Javelineer, who I was basically just using to do a bit of scouting down here to make sure things are still kind of all right to the south of my acquired underground cities. So just going to finish exploring a little bit more. I might actually jump up to the surface here through that cave entrance just to make sure that things are relatively safe for me, that there aren't any spawning structures or anything like that. I did send out an Epsilon Warrior to join in this stack, and I believe I'm in the process here. With Cabal, you know what? I think I'm going to generate an additional unit here. So we could go with another Saber-Tooth Chariot, which I really like that this unit has so much health thanks to one of the governance upgrades I got. Tigran governance upgrade. Again, the mummies are pretty decent as well. I think maybe we'll go with the Chariot, though. And we do have Embrace Darkness on here, so we will have the extra lifesteal. Okay, let's just jump around to the rest of our units here. Okay, this stack, right, we cleared out the Necromantic Circle, so that's excellent. So now the next question is, where should I send them? And we do have a few options here. Just trying to think what would be the best course of action. You know what? While I'm thinking about that, let's do a little bit more digging here with our beetle. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Just generating that extra gold. That's fantastic. Excellent. Yeah, Ramhotep stack can move, and I think we're going to reshuffle things here, as I just discussed. So, the Deathbringer can step forward. The Poltergeist can join in. And now we have an entirely mobile stack once Ramhotep gets his mount. So that's very, very nice. And this stack, on the other hand, is actually... and look at this. Tigran Blade Chariots over here. Interesting. So this is like a... Oh, this is a variant of the Sabertooth Chariot. I wonder, does it... Oh, it's considered an archer unit. That's very cool. So, yeah, neato. So it throws blades, does have a melee attack, and it has inflict bleeding wounds. So it's... that's very, very cool. I like that. And then we have an Epsilon Warrior here. So I was going to say, before I got distracted by the shiny up here, if you'll look, now that I have this Deathbringer in this stack, I can use that Deathbringer to recruit additional units. And of course, I can do the same with Ramhotep, as he does have Inflict Ghoul Curse. So, on that note, why don't we just engage a quick battle here since we're in the neighborhood? Very nice. Here we can clear out some pesky halflings. This will be a good way to start getting some experience with my other undead units as well. So my dragon in particular, this would be great. So why don't we jump up, do a little blast here. Very nice, and a nice level up too. That gas breath, very good. Well, and you know what? My sarcophagus can probably do the same here. Perfect, and there's a kill on one of them as well. And our Wraith can step up, get the flank kill. Excellent. I don't think anyone needs healing at the moment, although the Bone Dragon, I suppose, could. But I think what I'd rather do is just do some dazzling here, maybe. Well, we got a Despair, at least, on the, the Rat Catcher. So then we should be able to step up and basically get the finish here. Nice. Very, very nice. And then the Poltergeist, you know what? Why not? Might as well drop the heal for the experience. Perfect. Oh, I can't tell you how much I like the... Again, I know I talk about it almost every episode, but I really do like the Wraith. It is such a good unit. And then, you know what? We'll drop a heal. And then we can step around with this Wraith and get the finish. Perfect. Very, very nice. And then what can we recruit? Anything worth... Oh, there is a Draconian Sky Sentinel. Obviously a very expensive unit, but if we wanted another flying unit, this would be a way to go. Thankfully, we have a full stack, although might be nice to eventually replace some of these. You know, I have a bunch of support units, and then the Sarcophagus, although cool, maybe isn't the best as a frontline fighting unit. So this actually would be reasonably tempting, all things considered here. It does have martial arts, projectile resistance. Ends up getting, charge. Wow. Yeah, pretty solid unit here. And has a shield. This is like a variant of the standard Tier 3 Draconian Flyer. Very, very cool. And this one has the Frost Protection and Fire Weakness. Sort of the flip of the standard Draconian setting. So, very, very neat. I just don't have the money for it, and I don't really need it at this point. So, again, I'm going to pass on that. But I will head up to the Ancient Ruin and clear that out. And in the meantime, with this stack, I think I'm just going to progress as well in behind Ramhotep's here. So now let's clear out the Ancient Ruin. Ooh, and look at this. A chance to maybe get a Rock Troll. So the Rock Troll is dedicated to evil, which is no problem for me as I am the prime evil. And then we have Armored, which is great. Wall Crusher, Demolisher, Guard Breaker, Regrowth. Very, very cool unit. I would be very happy to have that unit on my side. Also wouldn't mind getting the Dread Spider Baby, as this unit can eventually evolve, so I will try for some Ghoul Curse action. That's for sure. Okay. Why don't we step up with our Sarcophagus? I want to get this Weakening Breath, as that would reduce the resistance if it's successful. The Bone Dragon's Gas Breath attack just straight up does damage, so that's not going to be quite as useful for me. I do want to try and get some Despair on the Rock Troll. Nice, and I got it. That's perfect. Exactly what I needed. And then we can do a little bit of damage here. Try and soften up that red raptor a little bit. Not that I am too concerned about it. And then the Wraith can just move in to protect Ramhotep a little bit. And the Poltergeist can just act as a backup healer. There's that regrowth coming into play. Okay, tried to web the dragon and failed, thankfully. Very nice. Okay, so the raptor's now dead. All right, so now is an opportunity here for me to try out my sarcophagus. So can I go like this? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do is I want to curse or weaken both of them. So let's see. I mean, it's low odds, but we can definitely try it. So let's give it a shot here. Both of them resisted everything. All right, well, that's fine. Again, it's always worth trying. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to teleport in behind with Ramhotep here, I think. And then I have a 72% chance to get that Ghoul Curse. So we're going to try it. Oh, he resisted it. Shoot. I don't... Yeah, I have Dispel, but of course I'd have to use Ramhotep to do it. And so I think we'll just go for the kill now. That's kind of a shame. I was really hoping to actually get that one, but that's all right. We will have to be careful here. We don't want Ramhotep in any unnecessary danger. So let's flank the Rock Troll. And then we can actually flank the Rock Troll again here. Very nice. And then we can flank the Rock Troll one more time. Now, we won't have a guaranteed kill, but that's all right. As long as we... Oh, and we got the kill. We got a great roll out of the Poltergeist. Perfect. And then the dragon can finish off the Spider Baby. Perfect. Well, that's okay. I mean, again, we wanted the Rock Troll, but I'm happy to just take... Ooh, and look at this. Delicious Second Breakfast. This is great for me right now because Nourishing Meal actually does heal undead units, as we've talked about previously, and as we've gotten to see from my Druid. So I'm very happy to take that. Might actually be even worth sending it to one of my other heroes who's maybe a little bit less fortunate in the healing department, as I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 units with Heal Undead currently. Let's just take a quick look. So Sheila is going to have Heal Undead from the Effigy of the Lich King, which is really good for her. Leandra already has Nourishing Meal as a Druid. Jafsar is good. So Jafsar has Heal Undead, but he does not have... You know what? Might be better served with Jafsar, so I'm going to actually send it to Jafsar. Especially since he's a little more on the front lines currently. So yeah, it'll take a bit to get to him, but I think it would actually be better served with him. He has a little bit less healing. He has 1 support unit and himself that can heal, which is still lots, but I think he would benefit a tad bit more than I would, so... All right, perfect. So, the other question is, do we want to perhaps try and clear out the Sphinx Temple while we're down here? Usually there's pretty good rewards out of these, so that might actually be worth trying. And again, another opportunity to gain some additional experience with my units as well. So, definitely this has become a very, very powerful stack, which I'm very happy about. Okay, so we have another mummy that's been... Oh, that was already done. Okay. Right, and so with Sheila, we were going to try out these battles here. So let's see if we can make this happen. So we're going to fight these shock serpents. And I do have to be careful in this battle because these are some pretty tough customers. And I actually do not really have any, big, super powerful unit at my disposal currently. Let's see. So the mummy, unfortunately, going to take quite a lot of damage from that air elemental. Thankfully, we do a fair bit with our reanimator, but I don't want to put my reanimator in unnecessary risk. So I think what I'd rather do is actually just kind of fall back a little bit. Use this approach before. I'll put my Lost Soul up front and let it kind of tank some of the damage here, I think. Now, the big question, though, is do I maybe want to cast a spell with Sheila? We could do a Sphere of Protection, perhaps, on one of my mummies. Although, again, a lot of the damage coming my way is not going to be physical, so I actually don't think that's going to be as useful for me. We could drop a magic fist on one of the shock serpents. Yeah, sure, why not? There we go. All right, let's see what happens. Nice, okay. And there's that greater lifesteal. Very, very good. And again, that's because I summoned the Lost Soul within a city that had Embrace Darkness already active, so really, really good effect there. And the mummies do have a chance to curse, which is pretty cool, so let's get in there and do some flanking. Very nice, and then we can get the finish here with the Lost Soul. A little bit more lifesteal as well. Very cool. Oh, and a nice flank and a curse there. Okay, so now let's step up. Ooh, and look at that. We can do some pretty hefty amounts of damage. Let's do it. Very nice. And then we can step in behind. Do some flank damage. Excellent. And then Sheila should be able to get in there and do a large amount of damage. However, we still have this Shock Serpent up here to worry about. Yeah, and I don't want to put Sheila in unnecessary harm's way, so I think what we'll do instead is, let's see, so this is going to do a minimum of 7 and a maximum of 10, versus Black Bolt doing a minimum of 9 and a maximum of 14, so that's definitely better. We're going to Black Bolts here. Perfect, yeah, great. Nice, okay, and the mummy managed to survive that encounter, thank goodness. Okay, so yeah, that went quite well, and now we can try and finish this group off as well. We'd have to leave the Lost Soul behind, that would be the only thing. But I think we'll be fine. So we can engage the battle here, and this gets rid of all these roaming units, so then my throne city is much safer. Okay. So let's step up and gonna say I can get kind of aggressive. You know what? I actually don't want to get all that aggressive now that I think about it. What I'm going to do instead here is step my mummy over, drop a nice big heal, and I'm going to let my mummies tank some of the damage here for me. And then Sheila can stay kind of in the back and put out some pretty hefty damage as well. I think Black Bolts is my best bet, though. Excellent. Nice, that greater lifesteal. Oh man, is that good. It is so powerful. Alright, the Reanimator can get the kill here, no problem. And then Sheila can step up, do some outrageous damage here, which is nasty. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. Sheila is extremely powerful there with all her elemental damage. I mean, just look at that. She's got all different types here. You can see very, very good. Okay, so that takes care of that, and we can group this unit back in once we're able to. So now we've at least kind of cleared things out around the throne, which is fantastic. And that finally means we could build a Palace of the Perished if we just had enough money. That's really... that's the big limiting factor currently. So now the question is, what do we want to do for a spell? Don't think we have anything to convert over with Corrupt the Source. I'm just looking here. And nothing's jumping out at me. Oh, I almost forgot. We have our Druid here, and we've just acquired some additional animal units. We were thinking about perhaps heading over to the Seal with all these kind of miscellaneous units we've got piled up here. But I don't know. That's going to be a bit of a tall order, I think. What I might do is actually... It would be nice to add in the Ice Queen in with the Druid. So let's maybe split this stack up like this. I think what we'll do is we'll head over this, like, right here. And the Ice Queen can join in. The Lost Soul can go straight this way. We can actually clear out this inn while we're moving through as well. Let's see, can we get... Yeah, we can. Okay, there we go. Cheetah can go right there. So what we'll do is we'll grab this with the Druid. This is another unexplored Hall of the Forefathers, which, again, we've currently got Jafsar over here. We were going to just quickly capture this city. You know what well, I think since we're here, it's probably worth doing, and then we can turn Jafsar around and head straight up this way. So why don't we do this while we're here? I mean, we might as well. It makes sense. Yeah, we can fight these frostlings here. Try to take control of this city. Alright, so Jafsar can advance pretty aggressively. Our chariot can cruise right up, throw a spear and light him on fire. I actually forgot about the muse here. Might as well throw it on somebody. And then my Oathbreaker as well. Okay, tanking the damage, no problem. Very good. Alright. Light up that Raider for some damage. Again, we can be fairly aggressive here because we really don't have to worry too much. Do a little bit of damage there. Step up and get the kill there, no problem. And Jafsar. Do a little blasting. Just to soften him up a touch. Okay, yeah, our chariot really doing a good job at just soaking up damage. Although our Shredder did take a bit there, so let's get a heal on there. And then we can actually try and ensnare them. And that failed. That's alright, though. You know what? Let's flank around behind and try and get a Ghoul Curse. And I'm immune to Ghoul Curse. Well, again, as I always say, it's worth a try. Get a nice flank here. Very good. And then get the kill with our Oathbreaker. Perfect. Nice and easy. Alright, so now that we have control here, you know what I could do is plunder the city for some gold. It really doesn't have much. It has a shrine and a barracks. If I plunder it, I mean, it will take 4 turns. I mean, I'm really not getting much out of it. I'm getting 240 gold. I think it'd be better to just migrate it over. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so then the question becomes, is it better to go back this way or go out here? And I can clear out a few things on my way by. Kind of liking that idea, actually. Could even head back and clear out this trading post. Which is guarded by a bunch of Dwarven units here. Dwarven Steel Guard. Oh, I like the way they look. Very, very cool. Defensive strike, projectile resistance. It's a pikeman. Armored. Has a shield. Very cool. Very tanky unit there, as you can see. But again, you know, it might be wise to actually really start prioritizing attacking Carishar. Although, you know what? I'm already here. What the heck? I might as well. I'm in the neighborhood. Let's just clear it out. We might be able to recruit some additional units as well, so... Nice. Okay, they're going to come to me. That always makes things a tiny bit easier. Alright, so first things first here. Let's see if we can get some to spare. Nice, we got a few. That's good. And we will park our Oathbreaker right there. The Muse right there. Nice buff. Oh, and Jafsar might take a hit here. We can park our ghast like that. You know what? Let's get our Shredder up front as well. Oh, shoot, and they're out of our range. Of course they are. Just trying to throw my net at them. Well, now the Shredder will probably take the brunt of the attack. Yeah, that's fine. Thankfully, the Shredder is actually quite strong, thanks to all the level ups. Got a nice flank. Ooh, and a curse there. That's great. All right, so now this deep guard. It would be great to get them out of being in guard mode. We would have a much better chance of getting that Ghoul Curse off. So maybe what we do is... Well, if I do this, though, I'm just going to straight up kill them. It's not ideal. So... Be the Battle Rager. You know what? I might try for the Battle Rager. And I'll just kill the Steel Guard. Yeah, there we go. Okay, the Rager can get obliterated there. Very nice. Perfect. Excellent. And then let's step up. Let's throw a net. Oh, it failed. And then we can try for some Despair. Oh, we chilled them instead of despairing them. Alright, now it would be nice to get a heal actually onto the Shredder, but I don't think that's going to necessarily be possible here, just the way my units are arranged, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Instead, I'll heal the Chariot. And then I'm going to Shadow Step myself in behind, try for the flank, and they're immune to Ghoul Curse, perhaps unsurprising. And then we can get the finish with the Ghast here. I think. Yep, there we go. Oh, we did get, looks like a Ghoul Curse on the Axe Wielder, and I didn't even notice. Short Sword. Some really good leg items here, actually. And some gold. I think I'll take that. And the leg items I can send over to Ramhotep, who doesn't have any, or to Sheila. I think I'm going to send them to Ramhotep just because, or actually maybe even to Leandra. She's kind of on the front line right now. She could probably use the help, so yeah, let's send it to her. Yeah, and it'll get there in 2 turns. That's great for her. I think everybody already has a melee weapon, so I'm not concerned about that. So that I can sell. A little bit of extra gold there. Go over to Leandra. We'll equip that so when it arrives, it's already ready to be worn. Alright, so that trading post is cleared out. Oh, and look at this. Bone Dragon down here. I remember seeing this in the last episode. It would be great if they were interested in attacking me, but I have a suspicion that they may not. I mean, again, it'd be wonderful to get a tier 4 unit if I could, again, coax them into attacking me. But again, it might be better to just start heading back up here to try to engage and get Jafsar back there as quickly as I can. Decisions, as always. I'm trying to decide if I want to head back up this way or leave my unit here and hope that the Bone Dragon will come and attack me. Again, this unit by itself will probably get attacked if I leave it. You know what? I can probably afford it. So, you know what? We'll leave Jafsar there and hope that the Bone Dragon attacks me. Gives me that opportunity to recruit it. Would be great. Meanwhile, Leandra in advance. Oh, and here we go. Okay. So here's a unit belonging to Carishar. Ooh, and a Crystal Wyvern that's guarding this Heart of the Arctic. Isn't that interesting? Some Frostling units here. 2 tier 2 units, a support unit and a pikeman. But I think we can probably handle this. So let's try this battle on for size. We will have to be careful, though, because if we get too close to the seal, I'm sure Carishar will just straight up attack me. Okay. Our baby reed serpent here can... We have to be careful. They actually have pretty good mobility there, those Raider does. We'll do a little bit of damage, and then I think what we'll do is we will actually put our Ice Queen... I was thinking right here, but that's maybe not ideal. You know what, we'll go like this, and like this. And then we will retreat. Oh, you know what would be amazing? Let's see. We have to get too close to really be able to use that. I was going to say this would be amazing, but I don't want to risk it, to be perfectly honest. So what we'll do is we'll go back here and we'll awaken the Reed Serpent. And then we will kind of guard up with the other units here. All right, let's see what they decide to do. Okay. Nothing we can't handle. Sort of tanking the damage. This Frost Spinner here, we can swing around and get a nice flank. And then a nice kill as well, actually. We could probably use the Reed Serpent, perhaps. Yeah, let's do it. Perfect. Okay, there's a nice kill. And then the Ice Queen can advance. Alright, so now it's this pikeman unit here that has the throw javelin. Oh, never mind. Excuse me. This is the irregular. This is the tier 1 irregular. This is the tier 2 pikeman I was concerned about. Okay. Oh, and you know what? They are lined up. So let me just do this. Oh, yeah. Big damage. Nice. That's great. Okay, and then we can step up with the Snapper Crab, get the kill and the gold medal, which should now mean that they are going to evolve, which is great. We can try for the web here, actually, which would be ideal. Nice. Okay, that's perfect. So yeah, that crab should evolve into a tier 2 unit. There's some damage. Fortunately, the spinner can't quite get up there. Although, yeah, we can try and freeze it solid. It's not going to work, but yeah, there we go. Okay, and then, yeah, so the Snapper Crab's already got its, done its thing. I think what we'll do is we will have Leandra swing around here to get the kill. Very nice. And then, kind of done everything else we needed to do. We can step up with our mummy. Get the finish there like that. Very, very nice. Yeah, that's fantastic. And there we go. Now we've got a Lurid Crab, which is a tier 2 unit. So, nice little upgrade for us there. And we have an inn where we could recruit more units if need be. So, Firstborn, and then some other tier 1 units. So, if we need backup, at least we can, you know, pay for it if absolutely necessary. All right, now is this unit all by itself? It looks like it is, so we might as well just kill it since we're here. I wouldn't be surprised if we take some spells here. Oh, no. Okay. Thought maybe he'd want to throw some spells at me just because. Now, does anyone need healing? That would be something we could do here. Sure, the Reed Serpent could use some. So let's do that. Okay, great. Do a little bit of damage there. Sure, why not? And then Leandra can step right up, light him up, and do some hefty damage here. Excellent. Very nice. All right, so that takes care of that. Now, we do have this Heart of the Arctic here that's guarded by Crystal Wyvern, 2 Snowboars, and a Dire Penguin. And you know what? Since we're here, let's clear it out as well. We are in the neighborhood. So let me just check out this Crystal Wyvern. So this can inflict Dazzled, which means that your units cannot retaliate or make any attacks of opportunity. That's pretty nasty, actually, if you think about that in melee combat. Otherwise, this unit has kind of broad spectrum, low-level resistance to elemental damage. Very cool. All right. Now, I could try to recruit these snowboars because they are animals. Yeah, so that's certainly an option. All right. Let's just check out this lurid crab now that it's evolved here. Oh, wow. Okay, and it has the potential to evolve again into a giant crab. I did not know that. That's very cool. Projectile resistance, demolisher, inflict crippling wounds, water concealment. Considered a sea creature. Very cool. All right. So, on that note, why don't we throw on... Actually, you know what? Let's do Awakened Spirit, because, of course, I can't use my Nourishing Meal since it is an undead unit. I can't buff its health above baseline. I ran into that problem before, so... the Mummy can advance... Move my Serpent up. Frost Spinner. And the Ice Queen. Alright, let's see what happens. Nice, the Mummy's doing their thing. Lots of damage up there. Very cool. Pretty good damage potential here on this Snowboar, so let's do it. Excellent. And then, you know what? The Ice Spinner here can advance. But I think I'd rather just try to kill the units I'm already kind of dealing with. So let's kill the Penguin. And then we can probably kill the Snowboar or come very close at least. Perfect. Okay. Now we can... Here's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to step aside and advance and use my axe here. Very nice. Okay. And the Snowboar can get killed right here. Now all we're dealing with is the Wyvern. And what I'll do is I'll put the Spider here just to try to protect my hero a little bit. I suspect what's going to happen is the Wyvern's going to fly right there and flank my hero. But we'll see. Okay, wow. Flanked over and almost killed my Mummy. Thank goodness. Didn't, though. So we'll drop a heal. And then let's head over this way and try for the freeze. And that failed. Reed Serpent can advance like this. Do some damage, and a nice level up there as well. Very good. Mummy could use some extra health, so maybe we do that. Yeah, let's do that. And then, you know what? We're going to use up some of our movement here. And then flank once. And then step over with the lurid crab and get the kill. And a nice level up there as well. Perfect. Yeah, really, really good there. I'm glad to get that additional experience. Again, getting closer to leveling up and evolving the baby reed serpent. And then again, we're going to try and level up the lurid crab as well. Not to mention the spider. So lots of things we can do there. Very, very cool. All right, so yeah, this group here, we can't really group them up fully. But what we'll do maybe is we will kind of hang out right there. We'll just sit on the Heart of the Arctic for now. And then, as I said, we'll move Jafsar up there and link up with our druid. In the meantime, we can level up Leandra. So, Nothing I'm really that gung-ho about. And again, in this case, we already have really good blight protection, so not really necessary. Entangling Touch isn't bad. As an immobilization ability. Yeah, there's nothing I'm too crazy about at this level up, so I think we'll save it. Yeah, so we've researched Necromancy 3, which is really good. We have that additional casting points. That's really awesome. Urs 4 has grown into a town. That's actually pretty good. We almost have this Ancient Ruin to add on to this one, so that's not so bad. So, spell casting wise, I mean, we could do a Banshee, I guess, or another Lost Soul. Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking that's probably what we're gonna do. We'll grab another Banshee. Research choice. Okay, and you know what? We've got a lot, as you can see, we've got a lot of built up knowledge here to spend. So we could just grab Rugged Pioneers, get it out of the way, but I'm almost thinking we get rid of, or we do Desecration maybe. I don't know. I just want to make sure we don't have any combat left to do. Just quickly jump around to our units. A little bit more scouting over here I almost forgot about. Let's see. Some mountains we're going to have to go through. That's kind of unpleasant. All right, what else? Yeah, those are all our units guarding the cities. I think we've pretty much exhausted everybody else's movement. Yeah, there's our seal defending force, which we're rebuilding very slowly. Oh yeah, this army I hadn't quite finished. In terms of where to send them, I'm thinking probably just kind of underground here. Could even head down this way and see what we can find over there. Something like that would probably be wise. So that's what we'll do for now. We'll just head south. All right, yeah, I think that does it. So we will do our research choice here. Okay, let's think about this. I don't need Terraformer, really, because my citizens are ghouls and they don't really care about terrain. So, yeah, Desecration or Corpse Furia wouldn't be bad. That would free up another Necromancy slot. Alternatively, I could dump my knowledge into something and then switch over to something else. That's definitely not the worst idea. You know what? I'm going to grab... Bone Collector wouldn't be bad to get, but I don't really have many cities that are ready to actually be able to do it. Yeah, and I don't plan to use Corpus Furia at all, really. So, you know what? We'll grab Desecration just so that it's out of the way. Oh, and look at that, Siphon Life. You know, this, I actually don't mind this spell. In a real pinch, this can be a great way to heal up some of your undead that are in rough shape. So, you know what, let's grab that. Okay. Production now. So, a lot of our cities, we're just going to do merchandise. We want to kind of save up some of our gold. Toongale here, it is kind of on the front lines, so I may actually produce maybe another mummy just to try to help out. Just want to make sure, do I have... Yeah, I have Embrace Darkness on there, so that's good. Palace of the Perished would be great. I mean, I do want to save up for this. You know what, I'll throw it on in the production line, and then just when we have enough gold... Yeah, and then this stack can just stay put. And that's going to do it for the turn, so we'll end it there. Now let's see if Carishar decides to try anything fancy here. The other thing I remember is we were going to try and head into the Shadow Realm. It's being guarded by roaming units, if I remember correctly. killed off my scout. I had a Grimby Crow, I think. Looks like Carishar completed Sage, which means I believe that he's researched a tier 6 spell or upgrade. So that's kind of scary. That means he's ahead of me in the research game. Oh, and of course he disjuncted Whispers of the Fallen. As you do. Nice. Okay, that's exactly what I was hoping for. So what we're going to try to do is prioritize killing the dragon so that we can bring it back on our side. And then we'll have another Necromancer with a dragon, which is exactly what we want. Alright, so let's just retreat back. We can buff the Oathbreaker, I think. And the Chariot will also be our... So the Oathbreaker and the Chariot are going to be our two main weapons. Alright. Again, all we have to do is kill the dragon. That's really the big thing. Okay, so yeah, we can immolate. Oh, that's excellent. That's going to make it a little easier. Our Oathbreaker up there. Might as well drop a heal on the very, very beat-up Shredder. Again, I do have to watch out. I don't want to put Jafsar in unnecessary risks, especially since I need him alive so he can use Greater Reanimate Undead. Alright. I'm going to just leave my Chariot right there and let's see what happens. Okay, going after my archers. Not really a surprise. Alright, so now we can just unleash hell here onto the Bone Dragon. Let's do exactly that. Very nice. And then, oh yeah, Spirit Ray, dead. And then, just like that, we have ourselves our very own Bone Dragon. Perfect. We can flank the Banshee, get a kill there. Move up with our Ghast and tie up the Ghost a little bit. Bit of damage there, sure, why not? Axe Wielder can get aggressive. Ooh, we took a lot of damage there. That wasn't so fun. The Bone Dragon will just have to wait. Our poor little Dwarven unit died. Thankfully, though, we can just bring him right back. And then we can get the kill like this. And the kill like that. Perfect. Oh, that's so fantastic having another Bone Dragon. Very, very happy about that. So yeah, I'm really glad I left this stack where I did. The only thing is we'll have to wait a turn for the Bone Dragon to become available for me. But otherwise, that's really, really good. We're going to shift our summoning away from the Banshee and actually shift over to Whispers of the Fallen. I'd much rather have that back up as soon as possible for the extra knowledge income. Alright, let's check out what happened. Nice, okay. So the Effigy of the Jewel... the Effigy of the Lich King, which is a mythical jewel item, has now arrived for Sheila. That means she has Heal Undead and Necromantic Aura, which is really good for her. And then her mount should be there next turn as well, which is really, really nice. Again, we do want to send somebody up there to scout maybe eventually. You know what? I'm going to send one of these archers up that way just to go find out what the heck is in that corner. Meanwhile, my druid stack. We want to get her into the fight kind of as soon as we can. So you know what? Let's head this way. We'll go get her involved. Okay. Jafsar leveled up, so he's now level 11, which should mean that he gets access to Undying. There it is. Okay. Now, just get this. So Jafsar now has Undying, and he also has Resurgence. So that makes him an absolute monster. An absolute monster of a hero. Very, very powerful. Almost tempted to send that chess piece over to somebody else just so that, you know, because again, with Undying, he gets kind of a second chance. So maybe it'd be better to send it to someone, but In any case, I'm very happy with Jafsar. He's now an absolute beast. Oh, and look at this. Okay, so there's Kurdachi the Beloved. This is a Theocrat hero belonging to Karashar. So let's head north here and see if we can make contact. Okay, so yeah, some of these structures have been cleared. Some of them haven't. So, for example here, let's clear this one out since we're on our way by. Actually, we can probably use this as an opportunity to heal ourselves a little bit before we get closer to our opponent. Alright, so our Shredder is a little worse for wear, so let's make sure we take care of that. Excellent. It would be nice to kill the Royal Guard from far away, as they are explosive. Nice, big damage. What'll that do? Not necessarily the kill. Do we have any other options? We can fire a musket. That's not going to do the trick. What about acid darts? That's not going to do it either. Alright, well, we'll back up one and blast him with this. Nice, and we got the kill. Perfect. Exactly what we needed. Oh, and then look at this. We can actually get in behind. Oh, and get a flank kill. That's perfect. Okay, so our Ghast and our Oathbreaker up front. And then we can Lion's Courage our hero. And I think we'll just try to put them in a net, basically. Nice, okay. And then, everyone's basically full health, so I'm not really concerned about dropping additional healing, per se. So what I'm going to do instead is just go right in and try to get the... Nice, okay. We got a Despair. I don't think we got the... Oh, we did. Okay, perfect. So we got ourselves a little Ice Scraper there. Warhol or a Necromancer's Dark Tower. In this case, I'm going to grab the Necromancer's Dark Tower because I believe that gives me access to the Reanimator. If I'm not mistaken. Yes, it does. Okay, that's great. It'd be nice to get a Harvester's Guild followed by an Embalmer's Guild. It's usually the plan of attack for a new city. But I think since we've got enemies on the doorstep, I'm just going to leave it for now. We'll just do merchandise. Okay, and we can regroup and then kind of follow the road and just try to get closer to him. If he ends up stepping in and taking over the city, I mean, I don't really care. We'll put this little unit there, not that it's going to be much of a deterrent. Yeah, so Sage, that means he's got a tier 6 spell. He's researched it. Oh, and look at, you know what? We can actually, we can get down there and kill off that hero. Let's do it. Yeah, look at that. Okay, that's perfect. Very nice. Okay, yeah, let's engage this battle and see what we can do. Now, we will have to be careful because, as I was just going to say, there's probably going to be a lot of spells in play. Ouch, taking some big damage there, but again, thankfully we should be able to handle it. Draconian Warrior's a pretty tough unit, actually. We'll have to be cautious. Instant Wrath is not going to be fun. Baby Reed Serpent really took a beating, so we're going to retreat back. You know what? We'll put our Mummy up front here. And our Ice Queen can also advance slightly. Grab. And then what I'm going to do is... Oh, and you know what? I should have actually probably awakened the crab before I sent it over there. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over this way. Oh, and I've put Leandra in a bad spot, actually, now that I think about that. So we'll go like this to protect her. Like that. There we go. Okay. Oh, magic. Ouch. Oh my goodness. Well, that's terrifying. Oh my gosh, and Leandra's about to die. Well, that was not what I was hoping for at all. Okay, I gotta be really careful here to get her out of danger. So, first things first, let's kill the warrior. Okay, excellent. Yikes, alright. I might lose her, actually. This is not good at all. Boy, that's not what I was expecting. Holy cow. Well... yeah, we can't do any damage to them because it'll come right back to us, so... we'll throw a little bit. There we go. I'll level up. Not that that does us much good. Okay, what we'll do is we'll get the Frost Spinner in there. We will try to freeze. Oh, and we failed. That probably means Leandra's going to die, sadly. Yeah, I think what we'll have to do is just run away with her, basically. Like this. Turn her, and then we'll do a nourishing meal, I guess. I don't really know what else I can do. Yeah, none of these are really going to help me. Suppose I could try and stiffen limb maybe on the apprentice to keep it from hitting me, but I'm really displeased with how that went. Alright, we'll step over and flank the hero for some heavy damage. And we can't make it over there to help, sadly. So we're just going to 1v1 the Flamer here, I think. Nice, okay, at least we got the kill. This is just going to hurt me, but there we go, a little bit of damage. You know what? Okay, we're at... yeah, we're at 14 movement points left. I think if I throw on a stiffened limb, it'll reduce it even more. Yeah, there we go, okay. Now they should only be able to fire one firebolt or the firebomb. Problem is the firebomb would probably be enough to kill me. Oh, this is not good. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Yeah, that just saved Leandra's life there, I think. Whew, that was scary, though. Holy cow. Okay. The hero is dead. Everybody else is pretty much in good shape. We lost our spider, but I mean, whatever. That's a small price to pay for Leandra not going down. Yeah, we'll step over and get a nice flank. Took a lot of damage, but we're fine. And then we can get the kill with our Reed Serpent here. Perfect. Okay, that was really good. That was super dangerous for Leandra there. Thankfully, again, had I not used stiffened limbs, that might have been a different story. So, okay, what items did we get there? Oh, nice. Okay, there's some pretty solid hero gear there. So let's actually maybe equip something for Leandra. Oh, look at this. Elemental protection. That's really good. Quiver. That we can probably sell. I'll take the extra types of range damage. That's not bad. Sell that. Got a longbow, and now we got shortbow with razor projectiles. Sheila could probably use... oh, she already has one. Okay. Someone else need a shortbow. Jafsar doesn't have a shortbow. So we'll send one to Jafsar. Okay, now she leveled up again. So now we're at level 9. What do we have access to? Sustainable warfare. And we also have healing, which, again, not really useful for me because I'm almost entirely undead. So, you know what? Let's do sustainable warfare, and that'll help our gold situation slightly. Okay, we can regroup. All right. Boy, that was, again, that was pretty scary, but we pulled through, and we kept Leandra alive, so that's the important thing. Now, this stack up here, I guess we can group up. And I'm kind of tempted to just do a bit of scouting here. What's our situation? Okay, so it's still defended by a stack of units here. Looks like Carishar himself may have moved off. This stack may get killed, but at least I can see what's on the seal now. It's really not all that strong, so you know what? We should be able to take this with force, and we'd have access to that seal as well. So that's not so bad. Again, I do still want to actually find my opponents and not just win via the seals, but at the very least, I know that what Carishar has defending here is not all that powerful, unless he has units hiding back here. So that's good to know. I think we'll probably end it right here. We've really come into conflict with Carishar. Again, we still haven't seen much from our Shadow Elf opponent, but again, the option to go through the Shadow Gate is here, so that may be something. You know what? Maybe we send this unit, now that we've kind of defended the city a little bit more. Let's actually do this. We'll send this guy into the Shadow Realm just to get an idea of what's going on in there, because we really haven't been there at all this playthrough yet. So we'll save this one right here. Call this episode 12. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.